Our top story coming in from the Indian subcontinent. In Bangladesh, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and her ruling Awami League party have secured their third consecutive term with a landslide victory as per media reports. However, the official announcement from the Election Commission is yet to come, and it is likely to come this afternoon. 17 people have also been killed in clashes on voting day. Ms. Hasina's ruling party has so far won about 281 of the 350 parliamentary seats, surpassing its previous victories too. The opposition, however, condemns the election marred by violence and claims of intimidation and vote rigging. They won just 7 seats and have demanded a new voting repoll.
A stunning victory for the Awami League. The counting is still on, but the trends are absolutely clear. Awami League set for the third consecutive government.
The way things are going is that the members of Awami League and our partners in Mahjong, they will have a very clear priority.
The opposition, has already said they reject this result as fictitious, and they have sought for a re-election, a fresh poll.
That's something that we will reject outright. This election is only part of their grand strategy, which is that they would take part in it and then try to show fair election is possible under this government. We have been having a kind of an eerie feeling that they have something up their sleeve. That has now come up.
Are you anticipating trouble on the streets?
No, I don't think they have that. They can muster that kind of public support. If they had, would then continue in the election and participate in a much larger way.
Democracy does need an opposition.
Of course, there will be an opposition. There are other parties also. The Jatiya Party will have a sizable number in the parliament. Plus, we hope that at the end of the day, BNP will have a number of seats. There are many other areas where they have concentration. There are pockets which are known to be BNP strongholds.
Correct.
Those results are yet to come. Let's see.
But aren't you worried that the critics who have been talking about violence before the election, they'll come back and say, what kind of result is this?
You see, there has been practically violence. We have lost 11 of our supporters. They have been killed. We haven't killed anyone in BNP. They have also killed 2 members of the ANSARS, law enforcement agencies.
There has been so much global pressure and criticism of no observers being allowed in, violence. There is a Western perception
that... You have seen yourself. The number of observers, not only observers. Can you imagine the American ambassador himself going to Sylhet and checking the ballot box?
What do you feel about that?
Would you allow this in India?
I doubt it.
That is something that they have done. And there have been more than 25,000 local officers who have been observing the election.
Including Indian ones.
Including Indian.
Who have said absolutely peaceful polls.
You see, we have had the most favorable reports from the Indian observers. The Nepalese, OIC has come out very strongly in our favor. The Canadians have said it has been very good. So this is a matter of scale. There are some people who are already obsessed and who are predisposed against Awami League. For example, the organization like ANFREL, which is not only hostile, it is biased, and it has made very derogatory statements already. How could you allow them to come here and observe?
So you are not worried about any further world?
No. I think we would be able to show and convince our friends abroad that this has been a very peaceful, free and fair election.
Has the Indian government called the Prime Minister perhaps?
The Prime Minister of India will call. There is already a message. The 2 Prime Ministers will talk.
Thank you. Congratulations for what is looking like an unquestionable landslide for the Mahajot led by Awami League. Sir, tell me straight away, are you all planning to ask for a cancellation of this election?
Yes, we have already done so in this, public statement we've just released. We've said we reject this election because it was, the way it was, the partisan government has manipulated it. It's no election, and over 100 candidates rejected it and left the election and moved out. And so therefore there is no doubt that this is an election which is totally unacceptable, as are its results, and we've called upon the Election Commission to formally record this and to hold a fresh election under the neutral government.
Is there a time frame that you all are asking for?
Well, normally these should be within 90 days. That's the kind of time frame that the election law contemplates. So I would imagine that although we have said as quickly as possible, the outer limit should be 90 days.
How are you going to press for it? I mean, already, trends show that the Awami League is well ahead. So if it sort of wins the majority seats, what happens next?
Well, we will see what happens next. I mean, if they can completely ignore everyone, all the major parties, the major opposition party, all parties in fact, all parties other than the Awami League have rejected this election. And if they think that on the basis of a unilaterally held election, held in such a controversial way, that this will give them either legitimacy or stability, I think they are badly mistaken.
Your message to Sheikh Hasina, who flashed a victory sign at about 8:30 this morning.
Well, please think more in depth about what has happened. Please call for reports, real reports, not the contrived reports which say everything is fine, everything is good. Basically, everything went bad.
Well, the Election Commission will issue an official result this afternoon around 12 o'clock, but initial results as well as media reports from Bangladesh and Dhaka clearly say that Sheikh Hasina's party, the Awami, leading. In fact, Sheikh Hasina has had a hat-trick. Remember, her Awami League has run Bangladesh ever since 2009, but one of the leading opposition parties is now accusing the political party in power of vote rigging and also wants a repoll. The Election Commission, however, will issue an official statement on the concerns of vote rigging as well as announce the official results. But initial results do show that Sheikh Hasina's party has had a clear landslide victory. She also flagged the V sign, the victory sign, but her party has been long under criticism and accusation that it has crippled the opposition parties. There has been widespread violence in Bangladesh over the last few months. In fact, even on voting day, there was violence and there were clashes around the country in Bangladesh. 17 people are now reportedly dead in those clashes that erupted on election day. These are elections that have been marred by violence, by intimidation. The opposition parties have long claimed there is vote rigging. The party in power, which is the Awami League, has been suppressing the voice of the people.